right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. We are Group 14, Helios PV, and we are going to revolutionize the harnessing of solar power by offering a green energy solution with an integrated sunshade design. All right. With me here today is Damien. He is one of the group members. I'm Gianluca, and then we have Caleb, John, Han, and Guan. Let's give you some background about what we're doing here. We are a project team of master students from ESADE Business School in Barcelona, and we developed a business plan and a product to address the energy challenges that are faced by the Greek islands and the Greek population in in big cities. Our goal is to utilize solar energy in the region with high fluctuation to reduce electricity costs and stabilize the electricity supply. What is the problem? What are we trying to target here? We are trying to target a problem that is connected to high electricity expenses, especially recently in the last years, as well as high demand fluctuations with the integration of renewable energies, which are causing different demand profiles over the day, as well as diesel generators, which are mainly used on Greek islands to supply the electricity there, as it is not connected to the main grid, and therefore heavily relies still on fossil fuels. And fourthly, the lack of cleanliness and unmaintained apartments. The restriction that we are facing are 2 meters from the building, which means also the road cannot exceed 1/10 of the street, which can be covered by the shades. But which product are we talking about here exactly? And how can we solve it? We are talking about the foldable PV balcony shade structure, which can be replaced by a normal shade with a structure that integrates foldable PV depending of the time of the day. This means that we can integrate a system which has lower weight design due to the components that we chose, and therefore also reduces the maintenance. Next up, by using the PV that replace the shades, we can generate green electricity to help the local housing provide electricity for different purposes. Let's talk about the market and who the competitors are. First of all, we did a research analysis of different competitors, and these come from different backgrounds. These include PV manufacturers, as well as companies who already install PV and also integrate innovative ideas. First of all, there's SunGold, who are known for their high efficiency solar panels that are very robust and durable across different diverse environments. Then there's Clenergy, who offers a solar mounting systems, which is similar to the structure that our PV is embedded in, and technology solutions for residential and also commercial projects. Then there's NLX Sun, which is a plug-and-play system, which specializes in easy-to-install plug-and-play solar solutions all around the house to address this need. And fourth, there's DAH Solar, which are recognized for innovative photovoltaic products, including integrated all-in-one solar panel systems. These are all relatively small companies and can therefore be seen as competitors in the early stages of this project. After that, we did a market analysis on how big the market size could be. And first of all, we looked at the whole population of on Greek islands, as well as the densely populated areas, which are the big cities. Then we reduced them to customers which are interested in renewable energies and also have an accessibility to balcony and can therefore be accounted as a potential customer. And last up, a percentage that is expected to convert into customers, where we chose 8%. Overall, this market analysis still is a very rough estimate and will be addressed later again. Next up, what is our value proposition that we are trying, or how are we trying to bring value to the customer? We do that trying to target different ideas. First of all is the generation of green energy, as we're providing a solar PV system. This therefore reduces the electricity bill as the household does not rely only on buying energy from the grid, but also generating their own electricity and therefore reducing the overall electricity costs. This implies also that less stress is on the grid as the generation is more decentralized. And because we're using the shades and replacing them with our structure, this means that we're using space very efficiently, which is a major advantage for big cities where not much space is available. And most of the time, all the space that is available to people is their balcony. That is open to the sun. Next up, we have a system that's very durable and has a very low maintenance factor, as we're talking about an MVP here, which we'll come to later. And also potential for EU and government funding, as this is a very innovative solution and a way and is aligned with the ideas of the EU in the green electricity sector. Okay, I was just mentioning the MVP, which is the minimum viable product. But what is our minimum viable product exactly? And what is the business case behind it? Our minimum viable product, as the name says, is a product that only requires the minimal functions. So besides the structure with the solar PV, we will provide the customer with a software which is limited to just do enough, but not offer any more special functions, as well as the structure itself, which, for example, cannot be dealt with automatically yet, but has to be configured manually, which is covered only by the MVP model. Let's talk about the business case itself here and the metrics behind it. The customer segments that we are trying to cover initially is only the residential sector, as this will lower the costs and also will make us able to focus more on one specific target group. The value proposition is that we offer green energy, which reduces the bill, less stress on the grid, and is also very space efficient. There will be different channels on how to sell the product. First of all, there will be an online sales platform straight from the company where people can order the system. There will be direct sales through sales agents. And also, we will present ourselves on renewable energy fairs, just as NLIT, which most of the students should know, to promote the product, but also get in touch with companies who are trying to solve different products or challenges. Next up are the customer relationships, which the company will have. And first of all, of course, there will be the property owners, as the structure will be installed there. There will be real estate agencies, so that whenever a house or a plot of ground is newly sold to a customer, the real estate agency can already introduce this PV system straight from the beginning to the customer if they wish to have it. Then, of course, the electricity suppliers, as we are trying to connect with the local grid. And of course, also property management companies who deal with, who are able to do management and maintenance with solar structures. And then also governmental authorities to cover the legislative side and also to help with incentives. The key activities will be the installation of PV panels on the balconies itself, but also the sales and marketing efforts to reach out to the customers and trying to increase the clients over the years. Key resources will be the assembly of the product with a special patent that we will try to get. Key partners will be property owners, real estate agencies, and housing developers, the manufacturers in the supply chain that we buy the PV panels from, government agencies and renewable energy organizations for support and also cover the incentives. The revenue streams will be selling the PV structure itself, but also there will be people from our company who deal with the maintenance, which will generate a second stream. But also this will offer value to the customer, as then the lifespan of the product is increased. And when talking about the costs, these will cover the marketing and advertising expenses to increase the clients in the future. the distribution and logistical costs, especially the last mile costs, which are very high when trying to reach customers who live on Greek islands, which make transportation harder than on the mainland. The personnel costs to assemble the product, install the product, and maintain the product, as well as research and development costs to keep innovating the product and improving it, as well as the warehouse cost to store the products that will be shipped to the client. And now Damien will take over with the pricing, the costing, and the presentation about the return in investment.
Thank you, Gianluca, for the introduction. So now we are going to talk what will be the price for the business idea. So first of all, we divided the cost structure for the customer, and we did a deep analysis, but usually 5 solar panels will be enough for the balcony size in Greece. So we considered that one package will have 5 panels and then different equipment. And here we have the structure of the cost price. And first of all, we have the solar panels, then we have the structure, the metallic structure to support the PV. Then we have the hardware for us for developing the software. Then we have the inverters to convert the current, and then the cables, and then we have different features that are part of the cost of goods. So we have the labor cost, the transportation, and the profit margin. And we estimate with a lot of research we found out that the price of the package will be around 5,700. And then we did another analysis on different demand profile. So for example, if it's a house of 5 megawatt hours, which is a standard family house with 2 floors, we see that the savings per year is around at least 600 euros. And then we have an extra cost from the grid that will be the difference. It's less than 400 euros. So if we add the savings with the grid cost, it will be the current situation without any PV. That means it's at least 1,000 euros. So now we see that there's a lot of savings. And with this demand profile, we found out that the payback period is around 8 years. And then there's 2 other demand profile, which the second one is with a heat pump system to heat the water. And the third one is a bigger house with a bigger energy consumption. And we see that the payback period is less than 10 years. So that means that the customer is very satisfied, and there's an opportunity to invest into this product. So now the focus, what will be the focus sales and the incomes from the company? And we did a cash flow graph where we calculated the initial investment in the Death Valley, where we need at least 150,000 euros to start developing the prototype and also to expand in the country. So, and then we see that the positive cash flow will start earlier than the 3rd year. That means that we have a very good, if we have a very good initial investment and we have a very good prototype, the cash flow will be positive the next 3 years. And the focus sales, we analyze that we need at least 1 year to developing and testing the prototype, and then starting to sell to the customers. So the initial customers will be around 10 customers, and then we reach in the year 5 around 150. So basically, what we are gonna need for our company is to create patterns. Okay, so we need to make sure that our company is certified and safe. What we need to do is to create a pattern for the name, of course, and also the logo, and then the software development that we are gonna do it by ourselves. So what will be the product roadmap? So the first, as I mentioned before, the first year will be development period, where we are gonna ask for initial investment and then also do some research. And then the second year will be the testing and the product launch. So it will be the first customers, the second year, and then the third year will be to increase the market expenses, the marketing expenses, and to increase the customers. And the fourth year the same, so to even grow in the whole country, not just in the city, but in the country. And then the fifth year will be the option of going outside of the country and developing in other countries, in Europe, for example. And here there are some few comments from the interviews that we had from different customers. And yeah, thank you.